Hey everybody, welcome back to Champ and Sons and our Madden 21 franchise series, as we are now going to be in week 3 here with the Denver Broncos, and it is time to start looking at re-signing some talent that we have pending for us right now. And taking a look, the first man up, AJ Boye. Shoot, I think that's, I really believe that's how you pronounce his name. But he's the first one up. I'm not going to sign him right now. One, I just don't think we've seen enough on defense to warrant him being signed. The first one on my mind that I would sign would be Hamler, who's going to be available come week 5 against Chicago, which should be the second game in this episode. So that'll most likely be the first signing that does take place. Now, taking a look at some scouting for draft picks, obviously quarterback is one big gap that we have. I know we're 2-0 right now, but it's been 2 close wins, come from behind, really on teams that we shouldn't have had to be in that position in. Our offense, I think, our running game is firing pretty effectively, but our passing game still leads to some issues and turnovers that just are not necessary. And so we're going to go ahead and jump on into this game at home versus the Detroit Lions. And here we are about 10 minutes to go in the first quarter. Lions will have the ball, and we are going to get the big-time sack. Chubb comes through on that one to bring down Stafford, who is still on the Lions at this point. And that will be one of their first sacks of the game. And I think that's Chubb's close to his first sack on the season. He's not been the most productive player in the world. He's still a force, just not nearly what he has been in previous seasons. Now, on 2nd and 22, they're going to throw a screen pass, but that's not going to get very far. Only a gain of about 3 yards on that one, as that brings up a 3rd and 20 for our defense. Now, this should be a time that we should be able to get easy stops, is what I would think. 3rd and 20. They're going to run the screen. We had it read pretty decently. He's starting to make some space, but finally we'll hammer him down, and they're going to say he fumbled, and we're going to recover it right there at the 41-yard line. Oh, wow, what a turn on that one. Okay. Well, god dang it. Why do they have to show me that replay? Yeah, it's going to let us go through. That one obviously was not a fumble. The booth is reviewing it. And yeah, he still had the ball flopping on the ground like that. I mean, he did get the crap knocked out of him. Don't get me wrong, but nope, did not bounce out. So they do end up still punting the ball away to us. And we are going to be here a little bit later in the game in the second quarter. Still a scoreless ball game, as we're at the 36 throwing a screen pass. And we're going to get some pretty decent yards on that one. A gain of about 12. Drew Lock. I talked about us needing a new quarterback. He's actually playing semi-decent right now. He is 8 of 10 on the day. About around 80, 84 yards. So I guess not too shabby. But still, I think we should be beating the Lions instead of tied 0-0. You know what I mean? And on our very next play, 1st and 10, Locke is going to get it over the middle. And yeah, he's 9 for 11 for 89 yards after that gain of 5. So now 2nd and 5 from the 19. We are inside the red zone. Locke is going to be under center, 2 tight ends set. And we're going to send Judy on motion. Locke, he has the snap. He scans, he gets it over to Judy. Over there, he makes a man miss. And he's going to be finally brought down after a gain of what ended up being only about 6 yards. And our fans are loving it. That is what you kind of have to enjoy seeing. Your fans getting into it. This is a tie. It's 0-0 right now. So they haven't had much to cheer for, but we're starting to get them up and get them off their feet, and noise is starting to flow from the stands. And on that 1st and 10 play, we're going to hand it off to Melvin Gordon. He's going to get up the middle. He's been having a pretty decent afternoon so far. 5 rushes for 26 yards on the day. And so this drive will continue with a 2nd and 5 coming in at the 8-yard line. Locke under center, 3 tight ends. And he's going to roll out to his left, and he's going to be brought down for a big sack on that one. It was a Tavai. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but he will bring Locke down at the 17. Now our fans are pissed. Oh, how things change at the drop of a dime. So now 3rd and 13 from the 17-yard line. We're going to go ahead and run the screen pass. Gordon's going to be able to get out. He has some space. Powers it forward. And they're going to give it to us. He's going to get the first down on that one. Pure effort by Gordon to push forward and not just go down without a fight. He has 27 yards on 2 receptions. And that gives us a 1st and goal. Now Locke's going to be under center, 3 tight ends. We have Cohen in the backfield. Big time play. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Denver. As we will take our lead. That will put us up 7-0 as Cohen goes jumping into the stands. The Lambeau Leap now, according to Madden, is everywhere. And our fans are loving it. This is no longer the Lambeau Leap. It is the Mile High Bound. Ooh, that's what I'm going to start calling that. The Mile High Bound. All right. So now Detroit is going to be on their ensuing drive about 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. The score is remaining 7-0. And he's going to heave it up. And he makes an incredible catch. You've got to be kidding me. We were right there on him. And that's going to be a 22-yard reception for Cephas. He has 74 yards on the day. That was not his first one like that. But that's beyond ridiculous. So now Detroit has a 1st and 10 inside the red zone at the 20-yard line. They're going to fire it over the middle. It's going to be brought down at about the 5, preventing a touchdown at least, which I guess is really all you can hope for at that point. A.J. Bouye now with 2 tackles, but man, he should have had some better coverage. And the worst part is he's one of our better cornerbacks, about an 80 overall. So now looking at a 1st and goal from the 5. Detroit's going to get the snap. Matthew Stafford has nowhere to throw it, so he just heaves it through the goalpost. I guess just trying to avoid a sack and a penalty. Maybe he thought he might be able to get some points off of. I don't know. He's old. He has been hit a lot in his career. So now on 2nd and goal, they're going to hand it off to the right side. Powers forward, but we will stop him. Who is that? Is that Simmons that brought him down at about the 1-yard line? So this is a big-time play, 3rd and goal for our defense. 1 yard out, and everybody's going big-time, heavy-set football right here. Stafford under center. And he's going to get the snap. He scans the field. He's going to be brought down too quick on that one. And let's take a look at the next-gen stats. Who was that that got there? Is that Fenton? I think that was Fenton. I haven't really learned all these numbers yet, to be honest with you. Well, let's take a look here. Yeah, coming right off the edge. Pursuits speed at about 16. And he's going to get the sack. He got in just too quick. Just at about the 2-second mark, he gets in and brings Stafford down. So they will get a field goal out of that, as the score will be 7-3. Now here, 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. We are driving. Locke's going to fire it over the middle. KJ Hamler, he's got a big-time catch, and he's down at the 37-yard line. Locke's got about 147 yards on the day. Hamler's about 2 for 25, so not too bad of an afternoon for that duo. Now 1st and 10 from the 37. The clock is continuing to tick. Locke's going to scan over the field and fire it incomplete as he was under pressure, taking a big hit as he released that one. It's one of those we kind of just be thankful it did not get intercepted on. So now we face a 2nd and 10. We are going to be in the shotgun. Minute and a half left. Locke's going to scan the field. Fire it over. He's got Judy on the left side. Judy gets away from his first man and is finally brought down at the 25-yard line. Big time play as we are going in the hurry-up offense. And the clock is still ticking. We are at about the 1-minute mark as Drew Lock starts changing some plays around. As we do get the screen pass ready. He's going to fire it off to Gordon on the left side. No blocker in front of him, but Gordon's able to pick up a few yards and get out of bounds. We do still have our 3 timeouts, so we have to think about that. That is still available for us. So now just under 1 minute to go. 2nd and 4 from the 19-yard line. Drew Lock's going to be in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers. Scans the field. Detroit brings the pressure. He heaves it up. It's going to be caught for a touchdown. What a play by Judy on that one in the corner of the end zone. That seemed just like a Hail Mary pass, not even thinking he could catch. I wouldn't even say that's a 50-50 ball. That's about a 25-75. And somehow Judy makes a play and comes down with it. Oh, baby. oh baby, is all I got to say about that one. So we do now lead 14-0 in this game. And here we go at the start of the third quarter, trying to expand on that lead, but keeping ball possession, mixing in some plenty of runs. I'm starting to go more of the duo back with Cone coming in from under center when Locke is under center, and Gordon when Locke is in shotgun. So now 2nd and 11, Locke from the shotgun. He's going to roll out to his right. He's going to give him time. Fire it over the right side. Judy with another big-time catch all the way down to the 23-yard line. What a great play. Locke rolling out to make the space. Now having over 200 passing yards. Judy has got about almost 80 of those yards on this afternoon. That was a fantastic route. And I gotta admit, that was a great pass. That was. So now on the 1st and 10, they're going to hand it off to Gordon. He's going to get up the middle just for about a couple yards, about a yard, I guess, up to the 21-yard line, as that will bring up a 2nd and 9 for us to go here from the 21. Remember, this is the start of the third quarter, so there's a lot of football left. One mistake can really turn the tide in this game. Locke under center. He's going to fire it over. He's got Judy again. He's going to cut it back to the middle as he'll pick up a gain of about 6-7 yards, bringing up a 3rd and 3 here from the 16. So we are now in the red zone, ladies and gentlemen. Big time red zone alert. And Locke is going to go empty set, 5 wide from the shotgun. They bring the pressure, but Locke will actually get it off. Hamler up the middle, fighting forward all the way down to the 2-yard line. As Drew Locke has he's been on the money today. Now, that could be a testament to how bad this defense really is. But I got to admit, he's playing well. So now 14-3 lead coming in at the 2-yard line from the heavy-set formation. Locke's going to scan the field. He fires it away, and that's going to be intercepted. Just as I said, he was doing really well. He throws an interception on that one, putting our defense back on the field, which is not what we want. I really didn't think that one is on me. I saw him trailing the tight end. I didn't think he would stop. I really didn't, but he did. And so now on the ensuing drive, Detroit has a 1st and 10 a little bit later at the 48-yard line, so about 8.5 to go in the third quarter on the end around. As we're going to read that one pretty decently, get a good stop by our defense after a gain of 4 yards. As they will continue to drive. They've been making some big plays on us. Y'all saw the big catch earlier by Cephas, but we've been able to keep them contained pretty well. I got to give our defense that much credit. Now 2nd and 6. Stafford in the shotgun. He's not, oh my goodness, we were not very well containing him on that play. And Stafford gets a big time pass to Kenny Golladay, and that's a big gain, as Stafford, if you notice, had a little bit over 250 yards so far to this point of the game. Now 1st and 10 from the 26. Stafford, he's going to scan over the field. He fires it to the left. We're going to jump the route. He's going to take it all the way back. He's got a little bit of separation. Fenton down the sideline. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Denver. Pick 6 on the board. Our defense is getting into it. Who was that on that? I believe that was Fenton on that one. Yes, sirree. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. What a big-time play that was. Jumping the route. Detroit had been killing us with those stupid curl routes all day. And we finally got the beat on one that time, and we take it back to the house. Beautiful read by Fenton, jumping in front, making the play, and then the run afterwards, getting the separation from his man and finishing that one off in the end zone, adding the points on the board, as that is just a beautiful play overall. But Detroit would not want to go away silently. On their very next drive after that, they hammer those ball down the field on us. As you can see, 4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. And that 1st and goal play did get thrown out of bounds, so that does bring up a 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line. Stafford is in the shotgun, multiple wide receivers out. Stafford's going to scan over, he's going to drop it off to his running back. We hit him out of bounds and thankfully did not get a penalty on that one. Fenton almost made a stupid mistake after that great play. But that one will actually go for a loss of some yards. if they give it to him, and they did. So, yes, 3rd and goal now from the 13 instead of the 9. Stafford's going to be in the shotgun once again. He's going to have 3 wide receivers set. And they're going to run a screen pass, but we got that one read beautifully as we will put him down to the ground. Chubb is playing outstanding today. Just an overall great game. Our defense has been holding Detroit just stiff to only 6 points so far, as we are now in the 4th quarter right here at the very start of it. 15 minutes to go in this ball game. 21-6 lead as we will hand it off to Cone on the first play. Right here, giving us only about a gain of a yard. He doesn't get all that many yards, but he does get tough yards, and so there is a little bit of separation between him and Gordon. But it does gives us a little bit more opportunity to put Gordon in some free space. And on the very next play action, we find Hamler, who's going to get down the left side. Big time play all the way down to the 19. And let's take a look at these next-gen stats on that one. Hamler, what a beautiful route he ran right there to get himself open on that play action. As we just handed it off to Cone on the play before, so they do bite a little bit. And Hamler, beautiful route, cuts it in just a little bit shallower than the defensive back, giving him that space, making the catch, and then getting up to speed, 22 miles an hour, an additional about 14 yards after the catch. That was a beautiful, beautiful route. If y'all notice at the beginning, he is going to be up for the contract re-sign. I'm probably, like I said, that's one of the reasons why right there that I'm definitely going to be interested in getting him re-signed. I don't know what type of cap space we have, but I think he's one of those players that will do what we have to do. You're telling me I have Judy, Sutton, and Hamler all spread out wide on our offense. That is just an outstanding team. Make any quarterback look good. On the very next play, 2nd and 6, Drew Lock's going to try to run it in, and he's going to get the crap knocked out of him as he will fumble the ball, trying to get that separating factor. But we just can't do it. Dude, Locke, Brody, you got to do better than that. You just got to. And so on their ensuing drive now, Detroit trying to make something happen with a 2nd and 10 from the 33. He's going to fire it deep. I don't know where Stafford was throwing that one to. Shoot, I don't think he knows where he was throwing that one to. But that does bring up now a 3rd and 10 for Detroit on this one. Still at Arthur on their side of the 33. So if we can get them to punt here, we can be set up with some pretty dang good field position. And instead, we're going to get another interception. Beautiful play by our linebacker, Strad. I'm going to just call him Strad. Strad on that one, maintaining his zone, reading the eyes of Stafford perfectly, and making the play when the opportunity came to him. Beautiful turnover by our defense, snatching it right out of the air for the 2nd time this afternoon. So now in 1st and 10, we're going to go play action and try to get it out there to our tight end, but it is going to be knocked away rather easily by the Detroit defense. So 2nd and 10 here from the 36-yard line. Trying to make sure we do mix it up and get different guys the balls, get them an opportunity to catch the ball, to run the ball as Melvin Gordon takes it off the right side, makes a man miss, kind of just shoves him off. He says, I'm old, but I have got that old dude strength about me. As he will pick up an extra about a yard or so, bringing this to a 3rd and 4, very manageable from the 30-yard line. Locke's going to be in the shotgun as we scan over the field. He's going to end up running forward and just slide this time, you fool. As he does, thankfully. And that gives us a 1st down. Just under 9 minutes to go in this game. 15-point lead, 21-6. Now Drew Lock's going to be in the shotgun once again. 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end set out wide. Locks on the very next play is going to fire it over to Judy on the drag route, who's going to pick up about 9 yards on that one, get down to the 14-yard line, as that will bring up 2nd and 1 inside the red zone, 14 yards away from pay dirt, and trying to be able to extend this lead and possibly even put it away early. Locke's going to hand it off to Gordon up the middle. On the draw play, Gordon gets down to about the 6-yard line. There was a massive hole open on that one. But Gordon definitely capitalizes right there, and our fans are ecstatic about that. And so now 1st and goal from the 6, as we're going to go from the shotgun once again and take a look at these play calls, see about making any type of changes. We're going to hand it off to Gordon. I think we got some holes. We got it into the end zone. Touchdown, Gordon. Touchdown, Denver. As we will extend that lead out 28-6. Just under 7 minutes to go in this ball game, and that would actually end up being the final score, 28-6. Our defense played fantastic. They did not yield a single touchdown, only 2 field goals, and they actually got a touchdown. Our defense scored as many points as the Detroit offense, and that is about the most you can ask out of your defense altogether. So great game, great win, 3-0 on this season. As you can see, 167 yards on the ground is a big separating factor. 262 in the air to their 332. Keep in mind they were making some of those big plays on curl routes down the field that eventually got intercepted in the end. So I guess I could say we got the last laugh there. Now looking at some of these player upgrades, they're not anything special really at this point. It's just these are mostly backups. That haven't gotten a whole lot of a chance to play, but it's week 3, so you got to assume with practice time and all that they're earning some form of development points. But you just never be too careful. Warren Turner, giving him an extra upgrade point, moving him to a 63 overall. I mean, hell, he's a backup. What do I expect? If your starting quarterback's Drew Lock at like a 74 or 75, your backup's gonna be pretty damn low. You can just guess that. So we're gonna go ahead and advance on to the next week. That is gonna be our bye week. It has come early in this one, so we are gonna have to deal with that. Now, this is a pretty standard scenario. Generally, I always give my guys rest. Winning, losing, I don't really care. Mainly for the injury avoidance, and I guess technically for the morale too. Well, that's not really what I care about. If you win, people will be happy. Taking a look at the scouting, man, our offense, if you can tell, look at this offense. It's completely obliterated. A lot of our defense has got some C grades on them. Now, keep in mind, when we have players injured and all that, it definitely will affect the grades that are shown. But look at our QB C+, only because the dude's a 75 overall. You got to be kidding me. That's just beyond ridiculous. I'm looking at the tackles, knowing we're going to need some sort of offensive line support, and there's absolutely nobody. I mean, the first 2 guys, 7th round, one guy that fits our scheme in the 6th, projected in the 6th, is actually an undraftable talent, more or less. Coming in at right guard, Zach Bulwer does get that 2nd round rating, but that's not really anything special. I mean, come on now. So taking a look, switching to the different side of the ball. One area I know we do also need improvement and depth is in defensive tackle. So taking a look at what is available for that. The first 2 guys projected 1st round, and that's really what they are. Is they are some 1st round talent individuals. So that may be where we have to go. Like, we got 2 1st round draft picks right now. Once free agency starts after the season, who knows what we're going to do with it. And who knows what else is going to come out of this scouting session. So here we come into week 5. There's some more players to upgrade. Devontae Holt, he's one of our rookie defensive linemen. It's 72 overall, but he definitely plays a lot better than the 72. He's someone we need to keep an eye out for. He's extremely young, fast, powerful. He's got a ton of potential if we use him right. Now, like I said, KJ Hamler, he's up for re-signing this week. I'm going to re-sign him, and y'all know what I've mentioned. What I generally like to do is it lessens the cap room hit, but I mean, Jesus Christ, we got $84 million in cap space available. So, yeah, I always extend the years out. If you extend the years and then just increase the overall pay and like signing bonus just a smidgen, you generally get them to re-sign with you because it's just that much more money. So that's normally how I operate. And, if he had rejected me at that point, I probably would have gotten up just a little bit more, but nothing beyond that to where, it would have been extensive. So the system normally signs it. I know Madden put out just the newest update about the trade logic and all that. They might want to look at the re-sign logic for the AI. Just keep that in mind, EA. Re-sign logic. You push out the trade logic, which, I guess it makes sense. I haven't really tried any ridiculous trade so far, but we'll see how that goes later on in the season. You know what I mean? But with all that aside, we did get Hamler signed, and we're going to go ahead and jump into our very next game, starting out against Chicago. And real early in the game, we're going to get our first turnover off that interception as we try to run it back and get brought down at the 41-yard line. What a play that one was by Jackson, getting up top and picking it off. Could not ask for more. So on the ensuing drive, we find ourselves with a 3rd and 2. As we're going to roll out to the right. We're going to find our man Hamler. Just re-signed him. He's down the right side. Makes a man miss and gets brought down at the 23-yard line. And I do love those old school Denver. I say old school. It ain't all that old school. Back in the 90s. Old school Denver Broncos uniform. I figured let's go with those. It's Denver versus Chicago. That's an older style type of matchup. So let's bust out these uniforms. You know what I mean? So now 1st and 10 from the 23. Drew Lock's going to be in the shotgun scan in the field once again. And that's going to be batted down by the Bears defense. They had Khalil Mack coming. They also got Roquan Smith, who's a beast at linebacker. This is a fairly stacked defense, and it's probably going to be a rather difficult game. So now on 2nd and 10, we're going to hand it off on the right side to Cone as he actually navigates some not very large holes, but he gets in there and gets up pretty good all the way for 8 yards and brings up a 3rd and 2 coming in at the 15-yard line as we're going to try to get some more space on the ground once again. We're going to hand it off, and Melvin Gordon's going to give forward. Are they going to give it to us? And they're not. You've got to be kidding me. We do kick the field goal on that one, and in fact, we actually kicked a 2nd field goal after a 3-and-out by Chicago. And now in Chicago's ensuing drive after our field goal, look at the beautiful tackling that we had. You've got to be kidding me. Letting their tight end get at 46 yards like after the reception. You've got to be kidding. That was beyond ridiculous. That was beyond ridiculous, I tell you that much. All right, so we stopped him from the end zone, so that's a positive. But now Chicago's got the ball at the 23-yard line with the 1st and 10, and they're going to drop back to pass, and they find another man right over the middle, but he's going to be brought down rather quickly as Callan. I forgot what his first name is, but he's one of the guys that they, I think, drafted in the last draft or the couple of ones before that. So no more Mitch Trubisky in Chicago, at least not in this season. And now Chicago, speaking of them, have a 2nd and 4 as they get the pass off to their running back as he just got obliterated. Tariq Cohen coming over the middle, and I think, who was that? Was that Taki that said, "Not today, good sir, not today," and blasted him into the turf. Now in the 1st and 10, they're going to get it back to their tight end, and what beautiful tackling by me. That really was me. That I can't say that's Madden. I can't say that's anything. That was just my crappy knowledge of the controllers. It's still an interesting feeling, I will say that. And on our ensuing drive here at the start of the 2nd quarter, trying to answer their touchdown, we're going to fire it over the middle to Cortland Sutton as he gets in the end zone, and that one will give us the lead once again in this game. This is, starting to be ridiculous. Back and forth. How are we throwing the ball that well this play, but not very well other plays? And we actually ended up getting an additional field goal, so the score is now 16-17. We are looking at under 2 minutes to go in the game as we get a screen pass off to Melvin Gordon down the left side, and that goes for about 8 yards, give or take. Bringing up a 2nd and 8. The clock is ticking. 1 minute to go in this ball game. As Drew Lock drops back in the shotgun, he's going to scan the field and heaves it down deep, and he overthrows his man by a mile, and that's going to be intercepted by Chicago. As the score, thankfully they didn't return it. It's still 7-16. But what a horrible throw. I mean, honestly, I probably shouldn't have thrown it, but he should have also made that one more accurate. I mean, let's be honest. That's beyond ridiculous. Now Chicago having a 1st and 10. Now they have a minute to go down the dang field. The quarterback drops back. He scans it. He fires it deep. And we're right there. And he just gets away from us? You've got to be kidding me. As Chicago strolls into the end zone with an 86-yard touchdown reception. Thank you, Madden. That really sucked. So now we get to answer him once again. Still under a minute to go. Drew Lock's going to try to flee from Khalil Mack, and he knocks it out. Chicago's going to score again. Forget you, man. Like, legit, man. God, come on. As Chicago puts up 14 points in the span of about 18 seconds and takes the lead on us. Thankfully, we would get the ball to start the second half. And so here in the third quarter, trailing now by 5, we are driving down the field and get a good pass to Judy, who's becoming a very hot commodity for us on our offense. He is finding all those open spaces that, whenever in the last moments we need to get rid of that pass, he is there and just dropped it into him. He comes through and he gets those good receptions, gets us down the field as we now have a 1st and 10 at the 14. So Drew Lock's going to be under shotgun for this one. 2 tight ends to the right side, and we're going to get blasted again. Gotta love that blocking. I told you, offensive line is something we need, and the last few plays we've seen, it's a perfect example of why we need some offensive line help. So that gives us 2nd and 22. Now Locke's going to be in the shotgun again. He's going to fire it over the middle to Hamler. He's going to take the shot by Roquan Smith, but Hamler will hold on as that brings up a 3rd and 8, a gain of about 14 yards on that pass. And Drew Lock, for some reason, dropped it in right there in between 3 defenders, but not before. So now 3rd and 8 from the 12-yard line. Lock's got the snap. He's going to be scanning the field. Throws it to our tight end. We got the touchdown. We're going to take the lead again in this one, as that was a beautiful play by our backup tight end. You got to remember, our starter got injured in the last game. Or not last game, but last episode. As we will take the lead 22-21. Now Chicago decides to take it back from us and go to the field goal, so they now lead 24-22. This is, it's been a back and forth ball game, and I hate those, especially when your team is really not all that good and you're playing a little bit over what our capability is. But either way, 3rd and 4 is what we're faced with right now. 24-22 is what we are trailing. Drew Lock is going to be in the shotgun, 4 wide with 1 tight end. We're going to scan the field. We drop it over. Hamler's got it. He pushes forward into the end zone. Oh, my goodness. What a beautiful individual effort. And can you say it, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby on that one. As we will now take the lead once again from Chicago, 28-24. And this is starting to look like a shootout in a Big 12 game, for God's sakes. Drew Lock just drops that one in, but I got to say that Lock did not throw it where it needed to be. Hamler made a great catch and then a beautiful individual effort to get into the end zone. So now Chicago at the start of the 4th quarter is trying to come back and get an answer for us, as they will fire it over on their 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. And their stupid tight end, who's that? Cole Kmet or whatever, how you pronounce his damn name, as he gets it down to the 9-yard line, bringing up a 1st and goal for Chicago as they trail by 5, 24-29, as we are under 13 to go in this ball game. They're going to hand it off to Cohen, who's going to get stopped in the backfield. That was a great play. That was Taki coming through for the tackle for a loss, maintaining position. Gotta love it when your linebackers play outstanding football like that and get in there and knock the running back down in the backfield. So now 2nd and goal at the 13-yard line. Score still 24-29. Chicago with the ball. They're going to be in the shotgun as they do a little bit of option as we're going to catch them by his heels. Ooh, Callan, he tried, man. He almost got away on that, but we were able to snag him at that last second and bring him down at the 8-yard line as they now have a 3rd and goal from the 8. They have the snap. They're scanning over, and he's going to throw it out of bounds. Nowhere to go with it, as that will lead to a field goal to score 27-29. So on the very next drive, 1st and 10 as we roll out to the right. We throw it to Judy, and that's going to be intercepted. Oh, my goodness. We had a man open on the lead, and we just made a crap throw, and they jumped in front and intercepted it. So now they're driving once again for Chicago at the 14-yard line as they had a 1st and 10. Well, thankfully that pass went incomplete, so it's now a 2nd and 10. The score is still 27-29. We're still looking at under 9 minutes to go. Turnovers destroyed us in the first half. It's starting to do that again here in the second half. So 2nd and 10, they drop it, and he finally misses. Callan just could not hit his man in that back corner. We did not give him enough space, and so that one will bring up a 3rd and 10 for us. So once again, score is still 27-29, under 9 minutes to go. Callan is in the shotgun, 3rd and 10 for Chicago. So he's got the snap. He's scanning over the field. We bring the pressure, and this time he delivers it on the damn dime to Komet. Oh, how I hate that man. Komet, you sorry son. Oh my God. So now Chicago takes the lead once again. And so we have no choice but to respond. And on a 1st and 10, how do we respond? By taking a sack for a loss of 9 yards. If it wasn't hard enough for us right now, we decided to make it just a wee bit harder. So now 2nd and 19, coming at the 26-yard line, as Drew Lock drops back and fires it over the middle and somehow throws it beyond Jerry Jeudy and what he can do with all his speed. I don't know how he did it. The laws of physics don't allow for someone to overthrow Jerry Jeudy, but apparently he did. That's just how strong of an arm he's got. Now 3rd and 19 from the 26. Lock starting out under center. He gets the snap and fires another damned interception. You've got to be kidding me. Oh my goodness. I guess you said maybe I shouldn't have made that throw, but damn it, Lock. As Chicago now has the lead after that, 41-29, and we only have 4.5 minutes to go. Thank God we got players like Sutton and Jeudy trying to bail us out on this one, as we are going to be in the hurry-up offense basically from this point on for the most part. 4 minutes to go in the 4th quarter, trailing by 12, needing a score and a stop and a score again. And all in the hands of Drew Lock. But thankfully he's getting it to our big play guys as Jeudy comes through on that one just as our starting center goes down. Well, that sucks because the next best guy we have for that is like a 62 overall. So no bueno on that. Now 1st and goal following the injury. Drew Lock's going to be under center oddly enough and send Jeudy in motion. Trying to get the pass off before they get pressure on us. We do. It's only going to go for about a couple of yards at most. So we are maintaining, like I said, the hurry-up offense. Under 4 minutes to go in this 4th quarter. 2nd and 7. Drew Lock gets the snap. He's going to fire it over to Cortland Sutton on that one. He's going to get down to the 2-yard line on that slant pattern. Big-time play, setting us up prime time. 1st and goal. Lock under center, 2 tight ends, sending Jeudy in motion. Handing it to Cone. He fights for it. He's in the end zone. We got the first score we needed. Cone on that one with the run up the left side, as that was a big-time play. Now our defense, they have a 3rd and 4, 2 minutes to go. Time to make that big stop. As we bust through, we get Tariq Cohen in the backfield. We brought him down, and we will use a timeout. We got the stop we needed. Oh, my goodness. The miracle at Mile High. 1st and 10. Drew Lock tried to bring us back, and stereotypical Drew Lock fashion. Throws it at 2 guys and hits neither of them. So that one falls incomplete. 2nd and 10. 1 minute and 16 seconds to go in this game. We are only trailing by 5, ladies and gentlemen. Fired over to Hamler. He's up the middle. Big time play as we finally get to the Chicago side of the field at the 45-yard line. Under 1 minute to go. We have 2 timeouts. We are going in the hurry-up offense. Drew Lock has got 5 wide, sitting back there in the shotgun by himself. Khalil Mack's coming off the edge, gets a good rush, brings the pressure, and we nail it off a defender's helmet. Well, that could have just ended the ball game. Thankfully, he didn't turn around. All right, 2nd and 10, 45 seconds. Still going to go 5 wide, but this time we got a tight end over there on Khalil Mack's side. And Drew Lock's going to fire it up, and that was a crappy pass that gets deflected out of bounds. 3rd and 10, 40 seconds. Still have 2 timeouts, so I don't have to get it out of bounds. And that's obviously 4-down territory. You have 2 downs to make 10 yards. So 3rd and 10, dropping it over, and Roquan Smith has cement blocks for hands and cannot come down with it. But no need. There's a holding penalty. So not only are we taking time off the clock for Chicago, we're moving backwards on our own too. We don't need their help doing that. But they do decline it. And so now it's 4th and 10. This is a big-time play. Lock's going to be 5 wide in the shotgun. He has the snap. Big-time pressure is being brought. He fires it up. He found a man for a 1st down. Robinson getting it past the yard line. We needed 10. We got 11 on that one as we are still alive. Using our 2nd timeout. 28 seconds to go at the 32. Trailing by 5. Now Drew Lock. He's going to roll out to the right. He fires it down deep. Judy goes up. He gets it. It's a touchdown. We take the lead. Oh, my goodness. Judy goes up big to take that one away from the defender and then falls forward into the end zone. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. That was beautiful. I cannot believe Judy bailed us out like that. Drew Lock needs to be the one actually paying that man, not the Denver Broncos. Oh, my goodness. That made us 4-0 now. And don't let this be deceiving, okay? These 4 teams that we've beaten, the Jets, the Dolphins, Lions, and now the Bears, they're not good. I think their combined win total is like 3 over what's now been about 5 weeks. So 3 or 4. So I can't get too far ahead of myself, but 441 passing yards, almost 200 rushing yards. We had a total about 625 yards on the day. That was a beautiful performance. We also threw some turnovers. I'm not saying Drew Lock played beautifully. I'm saying the Denver Broncos as a whole. And oddly enough, after the multiple interceptions, Mr. Comeback here, Drew Lock actually earned himself an upgrade, and he's now just a 75 overall. I was talking him up before this dang thing even happened. I thought he was a 75 before now. Apparently he's just a 74. And so now giving up some of our other guys some upgrades here. Shaden Nichols, he's a backup. So, like I said, once you kind of get through the first couple, the higher ranking guys, most of these dudes are backups. I say that right as our starting left tackle earns himself an upgrade to become a 72 overall. That's only because of his morale, but that should show you what our offensive line is like. When your starting left tackle is a 72 overall, getting an upgrade, and your backup left tackle, who's a 69 overall, gets an upgrade. Oh, and don't forget, your 3rd string left tackle here in just 1 second is going to get an upgrade. So that's one of the problems we have with our offensive line, So we'll have to keep an eye on that going forward. So it should be kind of interesting. We do come into a harder part of our schedule against the Patriots, Vikings, Chiefs, Packers. I think we play the Chiefs twice here in the next few weeks. So that one will be a little bit more difficult. I do want to thank y'all for joining us today. Please hit that subscribe button if you have not already. And if you did enjoy today's video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button because it really does help out the channel. And we do greatly appreciate it as well. So I will see y'all in the next episode. I'm not sure if we're going to be doing the Madden Live or not this weekend on Saturday. It'll be March 7th. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And I'll see y'all then. So as always, everybody, stay safe. And well, you know how it goes. Later, y'all.